Hey developers, welcome to Rediscover. Today, we're bringing you the hottest open source projects trending on GitHub, so you don't miss any tech developments worth your attention.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into a trending project on GitHub. HelloGitHub, a curated collection that discovers and shares interesting, beginner-friendly open source projects from across GitHub. With over 144,000 stars and a passionate community behind it, this project has become the go-to resource for developers looking to explore the open source world, whether you're just starting out or searching for your next project to contribute to. GitHub hosts over 330 million repositories. Finding anything worth your time feels like searching for a needle in a haystack the size of a continent. What if someone just curated the best of it for you every single month, consistently, for nearly a decade? HelloGitHub is exactly that. Created by developer 521 Shuiwaihan, it's a curated monthly newsletter dedicated to surfacing interesting, entry-level open source projects from GitHub. It's not software you install. It's a discovery service you subscribe to. The project has accumulated 144,187 stars on GitHub, with 138 added just today and 11,138 forks. For a content project with no executable code at its core, those numbers are genuinely striking. So, what's the underlying problem it's solving? GitHub's scale is simultaneously its greatest strength and its most paralyzing feature. Millions of repositories spanning every conceivable domain. New developers don't know where to begin. Experienced engineers routinely miss projects they'd love. The conventional solutions, algorithmic feeds, or community voting platforms like Hacker News optimize for engagement, not for learning or discovery. HelloGitHub took a different angle. Deliberate human curation with a clear editorial focus on what's genuinely interesting and approachable. Published on the 28th of every month, each issue introduces a hand-picked selection spanning fun side projects, practical learning resources, open source books, and enterprise-grade applications. Now, here's what makes this technically interesting. It's not the code, it's the architecture. The entire project runs on what practitioners call a Git as a CMS model. GitHub itself serves as the content management system. Each monthly issue lives as a standalone markdown file in the repository's content directory, creating a version-controlled, fully auditable archive now spanning over 119 issues. Every update is a Git commit. Every revision is logged. Lightweight, portable, and human-readable by design. Community submissions flow through structured GitHub issues using the platform's issue template feature, YAML-based forms that standardize incoming project recommendations before any human review. Instead of free text suggestions that require interpretation, the editor receives consistently formatted data. It front-loads data quality right into the submission step itself. The publishing pipeline decouples content storage from distribution. While the automation scripts aren't publicly released, the pattern is clear. Commits to the repository trigger a workflow that syncs content to the official website at hellogithub.com, almost certainly a statically generated site served from a global CDN, while simultaneously pushing updates to WeChat's public account platform. The markdown files become a single source of truth across multiple distribution channels. One change propagates everywhere with minimal operational overhead. The audience is deliberately broad. Beginners searching for their first open source contribution can browse past issues to find approachable projects matching their interests and skill level. Experienced developers use it as a regular scan for new tooling and side project inspiration. Technical educators pull from it to find well-documented teaching examples. Project authors submit their own work, seeking visibility in HelloGitHub's large, engaged community. Getting started requires nothing. Pick an issue, read it like a magazine, follow whatever catches your attention. The barrier is intentionally minimal, that's the entire point. But the project does carry real structural risks worth naming. The clearest one is its single point of failure. Editorial decisions flow through one person. If that changes, the publication cadence breaks. The automation scripts powering the backend aren't open source, so the community can audit the content but not the operational machinery running it. There's also a scaling ceiling. As HelloGitHub's reputation grows, submission volume grows too, but the editorial bottleneck stays constant. Manual curation doesn't scale linearly. Whether the project can absorb increasing submissions while maintaining quality, or evolves to bring in more editorial contributors, will define its next chapter. HelloGitHub's value isn't technical sophistication. It's consistent editorial judgment applied reliably over years. For developers navigating an overwhelming open-source landscape, it delivers something genuinely rare, a trusted signal in a sea of noise, worth bookmarking for your next exploration.
That's all for today's Devcovery. We hope these GitHub trending projects spark some inspiration for your development work. You can find all the repos mentioned in the description below. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you tomorrow at the same time.